What up, guys? Kevin here. So, I'm upfront with you. You're not going to get this from any YouTuber or anyone who's hangs out in the console war space. I dip my toes in, but I'm upfront. I'm absolutely upfront. And here's the situation. I don't like Sony right now. I really don't. I hate their controller. I hate the look of the PlayStation 5. I hate how I hate the management and everyone involved. I hate how quiet they are. I hate how they decided, oh, we're too good for E3. And even the Sony hardcore fan base is craving for a big E3 like event. I just hate it. I just hate it. So that's why, especially as of late, I'm getting my Sony hate on. They deserve it. I just don't like where this company is going. That all being said, you will notice people that traffic in this console war space, especially the ones, I'm talking about the ones that they say they're objective, but obviously they're not. What do they do? Let's take an example. Halo Infinite, they had their little beta testing in this weekend. Everybody loved it. Everyone that played it said they loved it. Everyone was having a good time. All these people, though, that say they're objective, but really they're Sony guys, had nothing to say about it. Nothing to say. They couldn't retweet all the really cool moves I'm seeing with the grappling hook or even the bots teabagging. Nope. They couldn't go out of their way to retweet any of that. What did they retweet? Some weirdo who made a clip of himself shooting fruit. And the fruit physics, I guess, are not good in Halo Infinite. The people that say, I'm objective, I don't care about this console war stuff. I'm above that. They found time to retweet that. Any negative. Like anything negative against Xbox and vice versa as well. Keep a lookout for that. Here I am, I'm being upfront. Whenever I talk about Sony, it's probably going to be in a negative light until they fix their shit. So what's going on in Sony land that is a cause of concern? And if I'm a Sony guy, I'd be very worried right now. I'm concerned trolling. But, I am worried about their outlook. Maybe not their media outlook, but they put themselves on a path where I wouldn't be surprised by the end of the generation that we have a big shift in management and way this company is ran, or PlayStation, because this isn't it. This isn't it, and this isn't good for Sony. Sony says it's not worried about a recent dip in PS Plus in active users. Uh-oh. So what really got me here was just how awesome PS Plus has been. I'll throw some credit their way. PS Plus all year, excellent. They had Oddworld. They had that rat game, Plague's Tale. They had so many, like every month they had a game where I'm like, whoa, that's a huge get. And I was like, this is probably how they're competing with Game Pass. But all that for nothing. All that great games for nothing. And probably why August sucked. They got these numbers and they're like, yo, let's just start putting crap out there for August PlayStation Plus games because we're losing subscribers. So in the company's quarter one financial results published on Thursday, which cover the 3 months ended June 30th, Sony reported total PS Plus subscribers of 46.3 million, which is up 1.3 million year on year. Yeah, that's good. But down by over 1 million compared to the last two most recent quarters. Uh-oh. According to the 8 years of data collated by Recetera, it's the first time PlayStation Plus users have significantly dipped between quarters during this time period. Wow. The corporation also reported a decline in monthly active users during June 2021, which represents a decline of 10 million year on year. Sony says its monthly active users are the estimated total number of unique accounts that play games or use services on PlayStation Network during the last month of the quarter. They go on to say, they make an excuse that the pandemic and everyone moving home last year caused a really big uptick. So everything's fine, everything's normal. But, what's going on right now? Let's take a step back. Why would this happen? Xbox showed up this generation, and Game Pass is awesome. And a lot of Sony guys, at least I'm learning, they jumped ship during the Xbox One over to PlayStation. That was something I did. I was a original Xbox guy. Like, you see a lot of Xbox guys, they didn't even have an Xbox at 360. I had the original. And the 360. Went into Xbox One, and I did the same thing. PlayStation 4 fed me, so I moved over to them. And now the tables have turned. PlayStation 5 is getting by with inertia. And yeah, they have exclusives, but we're going to talk about it in a minute because that is the biggest red flag. That's the biggest thing I'm worried about with Sony is, let's just get into it. Ratchet and Clank only sold 1 million. The game's been out for now almost 2 months. Returnal sold only like 570,000 when there's 10 million PlayStation 5s out there. That is awful. That's absolutely awful. Those are really the only 2 PlayStation 5 only games. Now, people may give Returnal a pass just because of the type of game it is, but Sony marketed the ever-living shit out of that game. They made it one of their own. It is one of their own now since they bought Housemarque, but they treated it as a first-party game. And for them to call it a mega hit, it's not a mega hit. They called it a mega hit for their investors. Ratchet and Clank is not a mega hit. Ratchet and Clank, 1 million. That game, Insomniac, they're very, very talented developers. That game I think it was just fine. But Ratchet and Clank ain't it. I would not be surprised if we see the last of Ratchet and Clank. I really wouldn't. Unless that game just has legs, which it might. It might. I'm still hearing that it's charting, at least over in the UK. But 1 million, when there's 10 million consoles out there, yeah, there's something wrong. Miles Morales sold 6.5 million. Now, that was cross-gen, though. But 10 million PlayStation 5s. And he only sold 1 million Ratchet and Clank. That was probably the most marketable, easy layup. If you have a PS5, you need to buy that game. That's why I bought it. Because I'm like, finally, a reason to buy PlayStation 5. Like, something is not adding up. Something is absolutely not adding up over at Sony. Did they really sell 10 million consoles? It's very, the whole scalper thing, it's easy for me to say, well, maybe most of these consoles are in scalpers' hands. It's like they're not going to hold on to the PlayStation 5. These guys are not just going to hold on to the PlayStation 5, buy it and hold on to it. No, I'm pretty sure there's a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if there's like 1 million or 2 million sitting in scalpers' basement. But they don't just buy them and just sit on them. No, they're selling them right away because I pay attention to this stuff on eBay. You can't sell a new PS5 today as much as you did a month ago, 2 months ago. So they want to get rid of it as soon as possible because they're really only making maybe like $100, $150 at most, which to me, that's not a lot of money. Maybe to the scalpers, but not to me. But yeah, that is a cause of concern. Returnal not being a mega hit, okay, maybe I can give that a pass. But Ratchet and Clank, 1 million, and you sell the most copies really within the first couple weeks. And it's been at least a month and a half. 1 million. That's not good. Ratchet and Clank, bye-bye. No more. It's just not marketable. These stupid-looking Lombaxes. And, yeah, it's just something is not translating. Something's just not translating, I think. These little cutesy furry animals. Um, and I think Insomniac that just has that problem. They don't really make marketable games besides Spider-Man, but Spider-Man is not their IP. So, yeah, Resistance. What happened to Resistance? I mean, Ratchet and Clank, I'm not saying is a dud. I mean, they made tons of games and definitely has a fan base, but I think Sony wants to be at a place where their first party games sell 10 million. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, I'll be shocked if it even reaches 5 million at this point. I think it will though, but it's going to take a while, and I don't think Sony's going to be very happy with that. It just doesn't make sense. 10 million and he sold only 1 million. Only 10% of PlayStation 5 users. 1 in 10 people who own a PlayStation 5 went, I'll pick up Ratchet and Clank. What are they playing? That begs the question, like, what are these people playing? If you have a PlayStation 5, what are you playing? Probably Call of Duty. Probably the same games everyone else is playing. So very interesting, very interesting. And they got to keep pumping out the exclusives. I mean, it is what sells the console. Even if you don't sell many, it's like, all right, I want to play Call of Duty. I guess I'll play it on the console that's giving me exclusives instead of the one that isn't. That's where Xbox, they learned that the hard way. I remember early in the Xbox One generation, or before it came out, one of the executives says, like, all people play is Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto. So, yeah, we're just going to take a step back on exclusives. It's like, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? All right. That's my video trashing Sony. They're going to be just fine. All right. They're projected to sell like 20 million plus PS5s, which is insane. That's insane. But I'm going to keep an eye on these numbers. Horizon Zero Dawn, that game better sell 3 million within the first month. I don't even know if that's good or bad, but 1 million with 10 million consoles out there is awful. 3 million when there's going to be 15, 20 million? Yeah, that's bare minimum. And if they don't do that, then wow, Sony, it's over. I'm calling it. If Horizon Forbidden West doesn't sell 3 million in this first month, that's it for PlayStation. They'll get by this generation, but yeah, it's not going to be looking good. They're going to have to make some drastic changes. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Letting me just bash Sony, because any bad news on Sony when I think they just treat their customers like dicks and just their management sucks. I just hate it. So anyways, if you love your PlayStation 5, good. I love my PlayStation 5, even though I'm selling it right now. All right. I'll talk to you later.